Tommy used to work on the dock.
You know, I was fixing it. Give me a beat. Ready? Jerry, give me a beat. Hey, Jerry.
Hey, J-Rob.
What time is it?
It is time for the Jerry and J-Rob Cover It All show.
That's correct. It is. Glad you're here.
Well, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. How was your week?
It was good. It was long,
Another.
but I've been looking forward to getting here all week long.
You know what? I really enjoy doing this. This is something I unexpectedly have gotten involved in, and I'm glad that we have.
I do enjoy it very much.
Yep. It's a good time talking to you folks out there. Today, I didn't give you much prep time on this one, so you're kind
No,
of winging
you did
it.
not. You just kind of gave me 2 words, actually.
2 words. What were the words?
Vision
Okay.
and drive.
And we're not talking about Marvel super comic people, right?
No.
Vision and Drive. I think Drive would be a good one. That'd be a new Marvel person. Be like a robot car, but that like a transformer maybe.
Yeah, then you're getting over into other genres at that point.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. We're glad you're here. Thanks for tuning in. We are endeavoring to do better each week, and I hope we are, and I hope you're enjoying what we're giving you, and I hope that this has been something that you can take. You can take some of these steps and stuff that we've given you previously and maybe today and do something with them and maybe improve whatever situation you have going on in life as well. So yeah, like Jerry said, we're going to be talking about drive and vision today. So when you hear that word, let's start off with drive. What do you think?
When I hear the word drive, it kind of brings to mind a determination, something that is within us that propels us forward.
Right. I would say, for me personally, drive is something that I've always had a little bit of, but undeveloped, and didn't take action with it. So you can have all the drive in the world if you've got no vision, no place to take it, nothing to put that energy into. You just stay in the same life cycle circle thing that you've been doing for however long you've been doing it.
Sure.
Then it's really no good, right?
Right.
So we want to talk
You're
a
just
little bit.
spinning your wheels.
That's right. We want to talk a little bit today about drive, developing that drive, and getting it out there. And then the second thing we want to talk about was vision. What does that mean to you?
Vision is an idea of where you want to go, what things you want to accomplish, where you see yourself. Literally, the word vision means to see, to have sight.
Right.
So when I think of the word vision, I think of seeing myself where I want to be, what I want to accomplish, and having an idea in my head about how to get there.
That's a very good explanation of it. So seeing yourself in that future person, in that future place, after your goal, whatever it may be, is accomplished, right? So let's go back to drive, and let's talk about that for a second. Drive is something that many people have or don't have in very different quantities, right? So there are some people that are perfectly content to sit on the couch for the rest of their life and do nothing, right? And then there are some that they've got to be moving all the time, doing something all the time, reaching goals, getting things done. Unfortunately, I fall into that category. Not unfortunately, but I almost to a fault, where I've got to keep moving and going and piling stuff on, because that's what kind of brings a general mental satisfaction, is getting things accomplished.
Well, I think that those two things are not mutually exclusive.
Right.
I think they go together. If you have one, you're going to have the other. And like you said, we all have those things to a certain degree. Maybe, like you said a moment ago, those things are underdeveloped in our lives. That drive is there, or it could be there, based upon our vision.
Right. So I want to go over some things that I think will help everybody out here with developing that drive and getting to some of those things that you really want to do in life. If you were to tell somebody how to make their drive more robust, how to get excited about some stuff in life, what are some things that you might tell them, maybe stepwise?
Well, I would consider where the person is in the moment and ask them, where do you see yourself in a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road? What would you like to see being accomplished in your life? Where would you like to be mentally, emotionally? Where would you like to be physically? What do you see yourself doing as an occupation? Are there any hobbies or things that you would like to do? Where would you like to see yourself financially? And get people to start answering some of those questions. Right. I think for the most part, we have, we talk about that comfort zone a lot. And so from day to day, most people just operate inside that comfort zone and they're content with the status quo.
Content.
But greatness is not found in the status quo.
You are 100% correct.
And so I would start to ask those questions and get that thought train moving so that people begin to develop a vision. And that vision is going to help develop the drive.
Couldn't have said it better myself. You said a couple of key words in there. You said content and basing that off complacency. So we are to be content in whatever our circumstances are, mm-hmm. right? We have gratitude for whatever we're experiencing in life, even if it's not so good. But being content and complacent in mediocrity is not part of that.
No, and those are two different things.
That's right.
The Apostle Paul said, I've learned whatsoever state I am therewith to be content. Right. I know how to abound, and I know how to be abased or humbled. And so it's not that it's wrong for us to want more out of life or to strive for more out of life, as long as we are also able to see where we are and what we have and appreciate those things. And that's what I mean when I say to be content.
Right.
It's to be appreciative about where you are, but like you said, not to be complacent with where you are.
That's correct.
And just settle.
Right. So one of the first things you've got to realize is you have purpose. No matter where you are and what you're doing in life, no matter who you are, you have a purpose. It's intrinsic. It's inside you. You've got it. Now, figuring out what that is, that can be a journey. That can be a struggle.
That can be tough.
Yeah, that can be a little bit hard. But to get to that purpose, you've got to start weighing some things out in life. You've got to develop your surroundings. You've got to develop your habits. You've got to figure out what things that you find satisfaction in working towards, satisfaction in working on, and getting to that logical concluded end of whatever those goals are.
Yeah, and a lot of times I think that where we fall short is we fail to recognize that we are worthy.
That's
we
right.
are worthy of a life that is greater maybe than where we are. It's absolutely okay to accomplish some things, to have things, to learn things, to enjoy things.
Right.
And we oftentimes don't think that we are maybe worthy of that or even capable of that. But every one of us is absolutely capable. I used to laugh at my teachers when they would say little cliche things like, you can do whatever you set your mind to.
Right.
But now that I'm old and mature, I understand you really can. People do what they want to do. If you want to, you can get it done.
Right.
And you can accomplish it.
Right. So a couple of tips to help out on this. We go back to, everything goes back to what's your why. Why are you doing the things that you're doing in life, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent? Why is that important to you, or important to you enough that you continue to do that in the circle of your habits, in the circle of your living, job, relationships, whatever it is that you have that seems to be on the round ticker there that you just keep going through over and over again. So it's important to take time to really analyze this for yourself. I talk to people all the time, and that's one of the first things I ask them, even if I don't know them that well. What are your goals? What are you doing? What's happening in life? And it's funny because I would say probably 75% of people I talk to have none.
Right. And you hit me with that question one day, and it was a daunting question.
Right.
I mean, my mind exploded when you asked
Right.
me that, because I realized I don't have any.
You don't have it.
I'm just going from day to day and working and existing, not really living or enjoying life.
Right.
And so, when you asked me that question, it got those gears rolling. Like I talked about a moment ago, you got to get people to start thinking about the possibilities. The possibilities are endless,
Right.
and not to sound cliche, but they are.
They are endless.
And you may be limiting yourself by your own beliefs, but you can change those beliefs, and you can work toward having a life, creating a life that is satisfying and enjoyable.
True. And that does something for others as well, right?
Oh, absolutely. We're not islands all by ourselves, and our lives affect the lives of other people's. And so whenever we begin to develop a life that brings more joy to ourselves, we'll be better positioned to serve others and bring joy to others in their lives.
That's correct. That's correct. So a lot of the stuff that we're talking about today falls back with the steps we've kind of given back in our past episodes of, we talked about the why. We've talked about your circle of your influence, the people you hang around with. If you're hanging out in the gutter, that's the kind of results you're going to have to expect in life. You can't hang out down there and then go achieve greatness. At least, not that I know of. Maybe it's possible, but I have not seen it. Your skill set. If you've got a good skill set in certain areas, developing that skill set to be a master of it. Also, if you're lacking in some skills that you would like to improve on to reach some of that vision or some of the things that require drive, working on those skills to get better at them. Like one is, for us, is talking in front of people, talking to others, publicly speaking. I mean, that's kind of been a daunting thing for me. You've been doing it for a long time, and you're pretty good at it. But me getting up here, this has been a new thing for me. So it's certainly different. That's for
Right.
sure. One of the biggest things I can tell you to help incorporate all this is to get excited about it. You've got to dream a little bit. You've got to be excited and have that internally to drive you to that conclusion.
Enthusiasm is important. And if there's nothing that you're enthused about, there's nothing that you're excited about, then I would encourage you to find something. Because if not, life is going to be awfully dull and boring.
That's correct. That's correct. So we've talked about drive and vision. We want to help you develop that drive. And once again, we've talked about being excited about it, having a vision, what you see yourself doing in the future, where you see yourself at, kind of a place of mental satisfaction area that you can legitimately see yourself being a part of in the future. And you've got to get excited about that stuff. You have to take the opportunities that are presented to you to get there, and you have to get out of your comfort zone. This stuff is not going to fall in your lap. You've got to get out of the box. You've got to put effort into it. You've got to put some resources to it, and you can't be sitting on the couch and hoping that it's just going to happen one day. This is not the lottery, right?
Well, that makes me think of times. I'm sure that most people are familiar with the show The Biggest Loser, and I can remember, sitting on the couch, watching Biggest Loser, wanting to be that guy that's dropping 100 pounds while I'm eating a bowl of Bluebell ice cream.
That's hard to do.
It can't be done.
It can't be done.
It's not going to fall in your lap.
Did you put your mind to it, though?
I set the bowl of ice cream down, and I said, that can be me.
Yeah.
And I set out to accomplish that goal.
Okay.
And I did.
Okay.
I accomplished that goal.
You did.
Yeah.
Dropped 100 pounds. Well done.
Now, things happen, and we get away from that, and we have to go back to it.
Right.
But I'm thankful that I have a program
Yep.
and accountability that
That's
will
right.
help me to get back to those places. But having said all that, you have to make it happen.
That's right.
No one's going to make it happen for you. You can make it happen, but that's the key. You have to make it happen. You have to have the drive within you that says, I want to get here. I'm going to get here. And it doesn't matter what obstacles are going to come, because there's going to be some. It doesn't matter what discouragement is going to come, because there's going to be some.
gonna be
There's
a
going to be
lot.
setbacks. There's going to be times of failure, but having a failure does not make us failures.
That's correct.
Those are learning experiences that help us to grow and move forward so that we can reach the place of our vision.
That's exactly right. Couldn't have said it better. Well done. So if you guys are looking to do something in your life, whether it's health-wise, whether it's business-wise, whether it's philanthropy, whatever it is, I highly recommend writing it down, building it out, plan for it, and then start making the motions that it takes to get there. We can go through all this busy work to get it kind of set up and dream about it and think about it, and then we actually have to put feet to it, right? We got to actually put some action steps together to make it something that can take place. And then we have to take the risk of failure, right?
Right. I would say that vision, and that's what we're talking about, vision is more than just a dream.
That's right.
Vision is accompanied by a plan. And you said, you have to sit down, you have to decide where it is you want to go, and then reverse engineer that back to where you are so that you create those steps, that plan to move forward and get to the place that you want to be.
That's right. That's right. So all these things come together. I know we've kind of gone in a little bit of circle and talked about some different things, but that drive is something that builds on itself. So as you continue to move forward, as you continue to change the habits in your life and move towards something that's practical and something that's going to support what you're trying to do in life, and that doesn't include usually spending hours watching Netflix or sitting around the house all day. You gotta get up and do something. That drive, skill, characteristic, whatever you want to call it, that will begin to compound. It will begin to exponentially grow to a point where you're not satisfied with the mediocrity of everything. You will look at your job differently. You will look at how you do and structure your life differently. And I'm not saying it won't be good enough, but you will want to try to find better ways of doing some things. And then you will move on to be able to accomplish those dreams, goals, and visions. And I think that's where it's at.
Yeah, and the best way to start is to start. I had a gentleman tell me one time, he said, energy begets energy.
Right.
He said, once you get the ball rolling, it's easy for it to snowball and to grow and to keep moving forward, but you have to get going.
That's right.
So I want to encourage all of you to begin to develop a vision. Think about where you want to be, some things that you would like to accomplish, even if it's wildly outside of what you feel like you're able to accomplish. Write it down so that you have something to visually look at, make a plan, and then begin to develop that drive that says, whatever may come, I am going to move forward. And even if I don't get exactly where I want to be, I'm at least going to get somewhere down the road.
Right. And resolve yourself to get back up when things don't go well, or when they fail, or when you have an obstacle. Don't quit.
Fall down 7 times, get up 8.
At
right?
least 8. All right. Well, you guys have a great week. I appreciate you tuning in to us. Once again, we thoroughly enjoy talking to you. And if there's anything we can do for you, there's an email on here. Please send us an email. We'd like to hear from you, or comment in YouTube or on the. We got a Twitter account now, right?
Yes, we are on Twitter at Jerry and J Rob.
Okay.
And you can go on there and comment on some of our stuff, share some stuff, share our Twitter, share our YouTube. We're on all the major podcast platforms now.
That's correct. Yep.
And so if this has been a help to you, an encouragement to you, share it with somebody, because it might be a help and an encouragement to them too.
That's true. Okay, guys. Well, y'all have a great week, and thanks for listening to us. Appreciate it.